Hi, Louis. Thanks for
Hi, Greg.
joining me today. How's things?
Good, mate. Really good.
That's the story. So, Louis, thanks for coming on. I was wondering if you could just share with the audience just a little bit about yourself.
I'm 50. I've been in business since I was probably 16. I've had several businesses. When I was in South Africa, I set up probably about 40 or 50 businesses by my 30th birthday. Sold my businesses, came to Australia, basically lost everything. Didn't understand the society and the culture and stuff. Started again. I've done a variety of things from working on doing like pawnbroking to mortgage broking to like really high level finance, and then I've got into the rail. I've done a whole heap of stuff in the rail. I currently am I do labour hire now, yeah, we're one of the biggest suppliers of labour hire in the Sydney rail network.
Fantastic. And tell us a bit about what life was like before you went through the transformational coaching program.
I think the biggest thing for me was I've actually always been really good at business, but I wasn't good at myself, the self-worth component of it. So I was good at business and I could get a business up and running and I could run a business, but I couldn't realize, I struggled a bit to understand why I couldn't actually hold on to money or progress to the next level. So I got to a good level and, people from outside looked in. I was at a good level compared to like a lot of people, but I knew that I could be at another completely different level. And I was trying to work out what it was that was holding me back. I knew that there was something. It didn't matter how many business courses I went on. It didn't matter how much more systems I learned or processes I put in place. That just didn't seem to actually be getting me to that next level. It kind of got me, but in very, very small increments. So that's really why I came to do the coaching.
Excellent. And can you tell us a bit about your process of going through the coaching and then what life is like now? Like, what's changed for you?
I think that the initial thing was obviously being a guy. We go to a barbecue and we'll sit around and we'll say, how's business? Yeah, business is good. How's your business? Yeah, it's good. But we never really get to know the person. And I know that because I would leave a barbecue and come home and my wife would be in the car and she'd go, oh, do you know Bob's getting divorced? And I'd be like, what? I spoke to Bob. Bob never mentioned like anything about it. Okay, so you kind of knew all these people, but on a superficial level. You really didn't know them. And with that, it's very hard to build a really strong network when you don't really know. You kind of know people, but it's not really a very strong bond that you've got between them. And so when I initially started the course, it was the coaching was very difficult for me. It was like, oh, tell us about yourself. And you go, oh, I'm Louis. I'm a businessman. And then they go, no, really tell me about yourself. Really tell me who you are, what you want, where you're going. And that for me was really, really, really difficult because nobody ever asked me before, tell me about you. What do you actually want, what fears have you got? What do you actually want out of life? Nobody actually ever gone through that. And I hadn't gone through that, to be honest. I hadn't taken the time to actually be quiet and really think about myself and my life and what I wanted. So this, for me, was amazing. And I remember one of the times saying, hey, this is all about you, and to me that was like, wow, this is really just, it's about me. It's not about a business that I can build or a company that I can start. It's about me. It's about me personally. And so going through the process, I was able to discover that, like, I didn't think I was worthy, which to me blew me away, okay? Because if you'd asked me before I did it, I would have said that's ridiculous. Obviously I am. I'm a businessman, I'm successful, obviously I'm worthy. But going through the coaching process, I realized that I internally didn't feel that I was worthy. And just to share something with you that's probably a bit more personal is when I was younger, I was actually in a bicycle accident. When I was about 12, I got hit by a car. Actually, I rode my bicycle down a hill, and I'd actually taken the brakes, and I'd actually, put the brake on the front. I'd put the back brake on the left-hand side, and we'd been up to the shop, and I bought a bag of peanuts. Coming down the hill, had the bag of peanuts in my hand, was busy eating the peanuts. Came to this thing, realized I was going too fast. Didn't want to drop the peanuts, according to my brother who was with me at the time. Didn't want to drop the peanuts, went straight onto a freeway, got hit by a car going at 120 k's an hour, and pretty much flew like 2 lampposts, was lying in a pool of blood. My brother went home, told my parents I was dead. I spent a month in a coma. The doctors said I probably would never recover. And then basically I worked my way out from there. Lost my memory completely. I don't have a memory from before that time. So to me, having done what I did, that hadn't ever even come up. I'd never even thought about that. But going through the coaching process, I realized that actually this had a really profound effect on my life. And what this had done was, this made me feel like why was I worthy to live when, for example, babies die, or people that are better than me, die from cancer or something. So why do I deserve to live? And as saying it now, as weird as it sounds, that actually was really ingrained in me. And so when I got money or when I had success, I never actually said, wow, I've done amazing. I would just brush it off, or I would get my money and I'd hand it out. I'd distribute it to people that I felt were more worthy than me in different ways. So pretty much by realizing my own self-worth and realizing, going through the process and actually understanding that side of it, I realized that I deserve to be happy, and I deserve to have money, and I deserve to have success. So the main result has been that obviously where I am, I've got 50% more shares than what I had before.
Brilliant.
And that wasn't through anything, people around me, they just went, well, you're worth more. I didn't tell them I was worth more. They just could obviously sense that I felt like there's something in me. They gave me 50% more shares, which is a massive monetary gain. I feel more calm about life. I just feel like I'm not chasing stuff. I'm not, before I was like chasing stuff, and then when I was getting it, I was throwing it away. And I was chasing the next thing and getting it, throwing it away. So it was this kind of endless cycle. Whereas now I'm kind of calm in that I know that I'm worthy and that I can keep the stuff that I get, pretty much. So I'm not really chasing stuff as much as what I did before. Subsequent to the coaching, I've been seriously successful. Everything seems to be falling in place. Obviously it's not a fix-all, let's face it. So it's something that, there are still times when I go, oh, I need to do this. I realize that I've got old habits, and that's why I think continuing the coaching actually helps to fix those old habits, So if you felt like that for a long time, you've picked up bad habits, and now you want to try and fix those bad habits. So that's the next thing that I'm kind of working on.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks heaps for sharing those stories. Just lastly, what advice would you give other businessmen and entrepreneurs that are thinking about this type of coaching process?
Once again, I think that there's a million courses out there that you can do which tell you how to be better at business. Don't get me wrong. I did one last week, and I think that they are. I think that they are important. Okay, you know, what's the new latest technology that's coming out? What are new systems that we can use? How can you streamline, you know, your leadership, that type of thing? Those are important. But if you haven't actually fixed the internal, your internal talk, if you haven't fixed what your, when you close your eyes, whatever that small voice in your head is telling you, and if that small voice says to you that you're not worthy, or you don't deserve it, or you know you're unloved, or you're unsafe, if you take this business opportunity, you're going to be unsafe. It doesn't matter what opportunity presents itself. If you've got that small voice in the back of your head telling you that stuff, it makes it very, very difficult to progress. And so that's what your course does. It basically just helps you to get that small voice onto the same path as where you're going, you know? So, yeah, that's phenomenal.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing, Louis. Definitely some good nuggets in there for most businessmen that really don't look at their internal voice and their internal self. They just push through. We're battlers, right? We work damn hard, and we try not to complain or show any weakness, but that is a weakness in its own. So I really appreciate you sharing. I'm sure this is going to be of huge value to other businessmen considering this type of coaching. Thanks, Louis.
No worries. And I'm available for references if if anybody wants to talk to me, and actually just I might be a little bit hard to get hold of. You might have to talk to my VA to get hold of me, but definitely if you talk to me, I'd love to help you and tell you what's more if you're interested.
That's fantastic. Appreciate that. We'll chat soon. Thanks, Louis.
No, thanks, mate. Bye.